Okay guys, welcome back to Aziko Graphic Genius, and today I'm going to take you through the step-by-step on how to design a movie poster in Photoshop. And I'm using Photoshop CC 2014, and the link of the resource will be this is the resources I'm going to use to design. I got here a couple of backgrounds here. Both you can get both on them on the pinterest.com, and I got a text effect also here, a 3D text effect also, which I used, and I got the folder also here, and I will leave a link in the description for you to download and try your hands on it. And I'm using Photoshop CC 2014. So let's get into the Photoshop. I'm going to use a size of A4 sheet. So let's go to File, create a new layer, and let's go to International Paper. Then we set our A4, so we click OK. So position it well, so Ctrl+O to zoom it out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import in, drag and drop my first background, and here is my first background. So I'll drag and drop it into it, and I'm going to use shortcuts on more of it, so that it will make the tutorial very fast and easy. So I'm going to expand it to cover the whole space like this. Right check and confirm it. So I'll right click on there and rasterize it, and then I'll leave it like this. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in I'm going to bring in this, and this I'm going to drag and drop it in like this. And as you can see, we don't need this part, we only need this. So I'll right click on it, rasterize it, and turn off this, and bring in another background, which is this. I would prefer to use this will come before that background. So I'll drag this up a little bit, and this one too, we only need one side of the background. So I right click on it, rasterize it, and drop it brown. So I'll go to the blending option and set it to the illumination. Then I'll add the layer marks and pick my to pick my brush, then clean here like this. Then because I only need here and I don't need here, so I'll just take here off too like this. Then from there I'll just turn on these two, and this one too I'm going to set it the same illumination, and this one too I only need here, so I'll add the layer marks and pick my brush. Then I'll clean here and clean here and clean here, something like this. So if you are watching, you may be having this by now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in another background, which is the base, this. So I'm going to bring in this, and this will be here. Okay, so I rasterize, right click on it and rasterize, and set this to, let's say, overlay. Okay, something like this. So I'll add a layer mask, and this you can use eraser tool as the same eraser tool. So let's close the layer mask. So okay, I'll use the layer mask. Then the importance of using the layer mask is you can go back you can pick your eraser tool. Then let's try and see. So in case I have used the layer mask and I don't want it again, so I can, as you can see, I'm just cleaning off everything that I have used the brush to use. So the main reason why I always like using the layer mask is to go back and use to go back and use it again. That's the main reason why I like using layer. So the next thing I'm going to bring is I'm going to bring in our next background. So we are doing with just background. So this one I'll drag and drop it in. Hold Shift plus Alt and expand it to cover up the whole background like this. Okay. Okay, so I right click on it and rasterize and set this to screen. So to have something like this. So by now you may be having something like this as your background. So the next, we are going for our next, and this I'm using this. So that I've got here a couple of hacky pictures here, so you can use any of them here, but I'm using this due to the background and the effect on the picture. So I'll bring this in here, cover this here, then also hold here and cover it up with the whole background. Okay. Okay, so I right click on it and rasterize it, then turn this to multiple. So by now you may be having this. This is our final thing, that the final touch we have on our screen now. So this is going to be our background for the movie poster. So I right click and select, or Control plus J to group, it and call it background. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my text, and let me show you something here. So this is going to be our background, but there's something that is going to make this background a little bit spicy. So I'll go here and add some curves onto it. I'm just going to add a little bit of curves to make the background a little bit darker. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so this is going to be our background. So the next I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my text here, and as I said, I have the PDF of the text here so that you can edit and use it at all time. And as I always told you, the link of the resources will be in the description for you to download and try your hands on it. So I'm going to bring in this like this. Okay, so I'll position it down here like this. Okay, so you can see there is, I'll right click on it and rasterize it. As you can see, there is a little bit, so Control plus A to make a duplicate and turn this to normal. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my magic wand to hit and select it also I'll clean all the shadow under it. So I'll turn off this. I also use this same thing. Okay, so Control plus D to deselect it. So I'll do this. So I'm going to do with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some curves to this text like this. Okay, so I'll right click on it and clip marks 8 like this. So I'll go back to the curves again, something like this. Okay, so the next I'm going to do, I'm going to pick my text to then type the adventure king of Archer. Okay, so something like this. Let's click on it and turn this to white like this. Okay, so I'll right click on it and go to the blending option, and here comes the magic. So I'm going to add a gradient color. I'm going to choose a gradient color from here, and any gradient can work. Okay, I'm going to use this. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Then the next I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. Okay, 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 so I'm going to use this, and the next I'm going to do, I'm going to just add a little stroke to it like this. Then I'll reduce the size a little bit like this. Then and go to the characters and zoom out this like this. Okay, so the next I'm going to use Control plus A to select all. Then here to here, then okay, so Control plus D to deselect it. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my another text which I have already. So I'll just drag in here and drag it underneath like this. Okay, so something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the companies. I'm going to bring in the movie industry's name. So I'm going to use this. I have Marvel Studio, both has, so you can use any of them. So Okay, so the next I'm going to bring in this, drag and drop this in like this. Okay, okay, so the next I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the white background. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to change this, take off the white background. So with this, just turn off this and go to selection and go to color range. So I'll just select here like this, then press backspace to take off the white, control press and then control plus to save it back. Okay, so this case you rasterize this, then convert it to smart object. So we are going to repeat the same process as I did in the initial way. So color, right? Okay, then off, control plus D, then control plus X to save it. Okay, so as you can see now everything is gone. So the next I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it like this and bring it here like this. Then the next I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, hold Alt, then click and drag it to this like this. Okay, so guys, this is how to design a simple poster, movie poster. Thank you for watching this video. If this video has been a help to you, kindly subscribe to the channel and let's grow these channels together. Thank you very much. Here's Waziko Graphic GH. Bye.